the following ways. One is senior manager who can define the business issue, because the senior manager only know about the project detail, so he has to define the problems, what is going to occur in the future. Okay, senior manager is the responsible person to sort out the problem. Second one is project manager. Okay, what is the project manager task is? He has to plan, motivate the lower levels, and if there is any project, he has to organize, and he has the power to control all the works. So project manager as these many things. And practitioners. Okay, practice is nothing but a technical skill. Those who have technical skill are called practitioners. And fourth one is customers. Customer is nothing but one who's giving requirement to the practitioner. Practitioner is nothing but is the development team. So a customer can give specific requirement to the engineer. The engineer software developers has to do has to develop the project. The end user, the end user is nothing but we are the end user. After developing all the project, we have to get the what to say project from the development team. So we have to interact with the development team. If there is any error, we have to inform to the development team and get it corrected, and we can get it. So end user nothing but who can interact with the software team, okay, before the protection of the software. Second is team leader. Okay, Jerry Weinberg suggests an MOI model for leadership. So he gives suggestion to improve our project. What are the things? First one is motivation. So who has to motivate? The project manager and senior manager has to encourage the technical people to produce their best ability. Best ability in the sense, if the lower level software developer faces any problem, he has to sort out the problem and to encourage them to do further. Then only they can complete the project. So motivation can be done by the senior manager and the organizer of the project. Second one is organization. What the organization have to do is mold the existing process. Okay, we have to go through the existing project. We have to go through existing project to find out what are the problems have occurred and how long does it take to complete a project. So from the existing project, we can get some experience. So we can avoid lots of troubles in the initial stage, and we can give the product to the concerned person. Then ideas and innovation. So we have to encourage people to create a particular software, product, or application. Innovation in the sense, in the older version of software, if we face any problem, we have to adapt to the new platform. So if we have to give, we in the sense, the senior manager have to encourage the people and to port to new software. So next is product. Before the project can be planned, if we want to do any project, we must have goals and objective. Without goals and objective, we cannot complete any project. So we have to be planned thoroughly, and we have certain objectives and goals to establish any project. If there is any alternation, we have to do that alternation on the spot and deliver to the customer. Next one is process. Okay, process nothing but a plan for software development. Before we start any project, we have to plan thoroughly. How do we plan? So the plan must consist of time and person. According to the time and person, we can say exact time to the client. So we have to plan for the software development. Next is project. See, when compared with present project, past project may have different difficulties. So, in present project, software project, we might have faced many failure in the previous. It may be higher or lower. So we have to be careful to do any kind of project. Second is in order to be a good development team, we have to manage all the project thoroughly. Then we have to understand if there is any problem in the in the project, we have to understand what are the problems have occurred. If there is any problem occurred, we have to be rectified on the spot. So these are the, if there is in a project, we must have uh, experience in past project. Then only we can make some correction in the project, in the present software project, and can improve somewhat in the present project. Okay, if the subject and the project want to be success, we have to understand what are the problems have occurred in the project. If there is any problem occurred, we have to be very the problem. Then only we can do a successful project. John Drill defines 10 signs to indicate that information system. So first, John Drill defines these are the information must include if you do on a project. First point is software people don't understand their customer needs. Okay, software people in the sense the developer team cannot understand okay what is the requirement of customers, because the senior manager and the concerned person can talk with the customer and they can document all the requirements of customer. So software people don't understand exact needs of customers. Okay, that's the first point. Second point is product scope is poorly defined. Okay, in the beginning we don't know the exact time and cost of the project, so it is poorly defined. Third changes or managed poorly, because within a particular time we cannot make any changes. Cannot make any changes. Fourth point is chosen technology changes. Okay, if we face any problem in a particular platform, okay, we have to continue that project in some other platform. So if we change the platform, it is much difficult to do our project and complete on time. So changing the technology may affect your project. Then fifth point is business need change. Sixth is project team lacks people with the appropriate skill. Say for an example, the person who have experience in .NET or Java cannot adapt to new platform, cannot update new skill like uh, big data analytics using Python program. Okay, if they don't have enough skill, okay, they cannot develop the same project in some other platform which is newly arrived. So most of the people don't know the new software, so project team lacks in the programming skill. So these are the indication. The next is W5HH principle. It talks about series of questions. that can help project manager more efficiently manage software projects. So if you follow these principles, okay, they can do project well and help project managers because they have to follow the outline series to do the project in successful way. The WH55 principle was initially proposed by Barry Boehm, who gave a technique to discuss about objectives, management, duties, and technical approach of the project. So if we want to do the WH55 principle, we have to do all these things. First one is we must have objectives and goals. Management must take care of the work day to day and duties and technical approach of the project. So technical without technical skill, we cannot do any project. Then the Barry Boehm named as WH5 principle with few questions resulted in project purposes and definition resulting project to make project successful. Okay, we have to ask few questions. W
Excuse me, sir. We cannot hear your voice.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, project metrics enable the software project manager to assess the following. First, the software manager can assess the status of ongoing project, whether it is going wrong or whether it is going in a right way. If there is any error, software project manager can make it correct on the spot. So second is track potential risk. In the project, he has to draw, track, and give solution to the particular risk. So next is uncover problem areas before they go to critical. Okay, in the beginning of the project, if we identify problem, it may not go to the critical stage. How does it go to critical stage? It has to be monitored on day to day, or weekly report has to produce by the concerned person, or weekly report, a monthly report has to produce to the concerned department. Okay, if weekly, daily report, monthly report, weekly report is has to produce to the concerned person, he can track all the status of the project. If there won't be any critical, if there is no report, then he cannot find out the problem of a project. So next is adjust workflow or task. So if there is no manpower, if there is no enough manpower, we can recruit some people to do the project on time. Last is evaluate the project team's ability to control the quality of software work products. So each and every module is divided into one project module is divided into number of modules. So for each module, we recruit some people. So if we divide that project into module, we can easily monitor. So who's doing that project in correct manner, who is not doing the project not a correct manner. We can easily understand the project team's ability. If there is any error, we can make it correct. Then only we can produce quality software products. So next is process metrics and software process improvement. So process metrics and software metrics, project metrics can be controllable for improving software quality and organizational performance, because we are predicting the potential risk, and it may not go to critical stage. If there is any shortage of development team, we can recruit on time, and it may be quality project. So project and process metrics are used to control factors to improve the software quality and organizational performance. Okay, here it is. And this, okay, process metrics and software development, software process improvement consists of and product, people, and technology. It depends on these three uh, categories. So people, first is people. We have to understand the customer requirement and characteristics. How do we find out the customer characteristics? We have to find out the customer needs in the beginning of the project. After understanding the requirement of customer, it must be documented properly. This is how we can find out the customer statistics, customer characteristics. Then product, you know, if you want to develop, the time is fixed and number of people have to be recruited in advance. So in the only after doing all these things, we can deliver the project within a within a particular time. So business condition, we have to understand the business condition, and we have to adapt to the new technology to develop any project. So this is how it does. Then only if we have these things correctly, then only we can process any project. Process nothing but planning for a software development. So people, what is the exact project you are going to develop? If you know all these things, it is easy to do a project. Then software measurement. Software measurement. So if you want to measure a software, we need the size of the project. Size of the project is nothing but, if you take any project, it must have a time. It may be we have to plan well. Project can be done within 6 month time or 1 year time. So we have to fix the time. Then quantity, then amount of particular attributes of a project. Okay, what are the necessary products we need to develop a project? Then it's an authority within software engineering. So to do a project, we need an authority, which means we need authorized person to proceed further. Then it is defined and governed by ISO standard. So these are the three things we need to measure a software. A need for software managers. The software measurement. Okay, if we want to measure software, we need these measures. One, create the quality of the project. A project must be quality. It must not be inequality. Then anticipate future qualities of the product. So we have to plan in advance. If you do these things, the project will be good. So we have to look forward about the quality of the project. Third one is, we must enhance the quality of the product or process. How do we enhance the quality of a project? So we have to recruit very experienced and skillful development team members. Then only it will be one. Those who have enough knowledge can do any project. So we have to recruit an experienced developers. Then regulate state of the project in relation to budget and schedule. What does it mean? So for a project, we have budget. Say for example, we have taken a project from the client that is supposed to be finished in 6 months. The cost of the project is 1 crore. So if a project exceeds 6 months of time, the budget may increase, because we have scheduled in 6 months of time, we have to finish up by 1 crore rupee. But the time exceeds, we cannot do anything. Okay, that is the loss. So these are the measurement. So first is we have to create quality project. We have to look forward to the future quality of the project. We have to enhance the quality of the project, and we have to complete the project on time. On time with the estimated cost. Software measurement can be classified into two ways. One is direct measurement, where the product, process, and other things is measured directly using standard scale. Okay, product, process, and other things measured directly using standard scale. And indirect measurement, quality or quantity to be measured using related parameters by use of reference. These are the two software measurements. A matrix. What does it mean by matrix? So there are four functions related to software metrics. One is we have to plan well and we have to organize. The project must be controlled by the senior manager or project manager, and we have to we have to improve the software development. So these are the four functions which is related to software metrics. So what is metrics? So if there's a level of input belong to a system or product. So level of input in the sense it depends on these things. What are the things? Planning, organizing, controlling, and improving. It must be well planned. It must be organized by the concerned person. Um, and it must be controlled by the particular team leader or manager. If the project is good, we can enhance the functionality of the software. So what are the characteristics of software metrics? The first one is quantitative. It can be expressed in values. Quantitative in the sense, value, numeric values. Metrics can be expressed in values. Second is understandable. So the project concept must be easily understandable and the method of computing metrics should be clearly defined. We have to do a clear documentation before proceed any project. So understandable metric and what to say, the quantitative values must be easily understandable and the calculation method must be clearly defined. That is understandable. Third is applicability. So if there is any numeric value changes, it must be applied. It must be applied in the initial stage of the project development. It must be changed in the initial stage of the project development. Next is repeatable. So repeatable. Metrics values, I have told you that quantitative metrics can be computed using quantitative values. So it should not be the same when measured repeatedly or consistent nature. The same value, the same budget, the same method should not repeatable. So economical. So computation of metrics should be economic. It is based on budget, so it should be economical. So sixth point is language dependent. So if you want to develop any project, it must be dependent. Okay, must be depend on programming language, but metrics should not depend on any programming language. Software can be classified into number of metrics. One is product metrics, second one is process metrics, which we have already discussed, and product metrics is further classified into static metrics and dynamic metrics. The static metrics as number of metrics or size metrics, design metrics, control flow metrics, and dynamic information metrics, weighted metrics, data structure metrics, software science metrics, testability, which all comes under static metrics. And the size of the metrics consists of the LOC. LOC is nothing but it stands for line of code, token count, function count. So these are the simple historical representation of classification of software metrics. Then software project estimation. So software project estimation is nothing but budget of a project. Okay, budget of a project. So software cost and effort estimation will never be an exact science, because, say for an example, we are taking a project which must be complete in 1 year time. So cost of the project is 2 crore. So we have fixed the time and we have fixed the budget. So it will not complete in time. So it may not be exact. It may be higher, little bit lesser. It will not be exact. And we have to follow too many rules and regulations, which consist of, if you want to do a project, we need human, technical person, and we need enough environment, infrastructure, and political can affect the ultimate cost of software and therefore apply to develop it. We need all these things to develop a project. Okay, to achieve the software cost estimation, we need the following thing. So delay estimation until the late in the project. Until late in the project. Delay estimation in the sense, um, so each and every module we should not estimate. Okay, for all project we have to estimate in the beginning of the project. Then we have to we need base estimation for similar projects that have already been completed. Say for an example, we have completed a project earlier. Okay, we have to go through about that project. Okay, how many people have recruited for that project, and what are the infrastructures and rules and regulations we have followed. We have to go through all the project. Then only we can estimate exact amount for the same kind of project. So we have to refer previously completed projects. So third one is, we have to use decomposition technique to generate quality project, and we can give on time. So decomposition is nothing but it follows divide and conquer method, which we'll discuss later on. So we have to use decomposition technique to generate project cost and effort estimates. So next is, we have to use one or more modules for the software cost and estimation. So we should not follow only one method. We have to follow many methods to estimate the cost of the project. Okay, next, decomposition technique. As I told you earlier, decomposition works on divide and conquer method. So what does it mean by divide and conquer method? We have a project, and that project contains number of modules. Say for an example, um, if we want to develop a project, it must consist of login, validation, then user module, admin module, and further process will be there. So say for an example, consider this is a project. So we have to divide the project into number of modules. First one is login, login module, admin module, user module. These are the modules. We have to divide that project into number of to do the project earlier. So we have to divide into number of sub modules, and for each module we have to assign some developers to do that work. If there's any error, we can find and make it correct on the spot. See, decomposition, a project is divided into different components and related software engineering activities. We have to divide a module, a project into number of sub